Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? We're stepping up to the plate today, talk
Oh,
all about America's pastime,
baseball.
baseball, but with a high-tech twist. So get this, we're going to be looking at robot umps,
Ooh.
but not exactly in the way you might think.
Yeah,
So even if you're not a diehard fan, stick with us. This is going to be a fascinating one, I promise.
it really is.
So basically, MLB is running this experiment right now. It's called the ABS Challenge System. It's this wild combination of, you know, good old-fashioned baseball with cutting-edge technology, and it just might revolutionize how balls and strikes are called forever.
It could, yeah. It really could.
We'll be digging into all sorts of crazy things like, well, would you believe that Major League Baseball actually tested full-on robot umps in the minor leagues,
Mm-hmm.
and it did not go as planned?
No, not at all.
Not at all. And we're going to find out why. And get this, what's going to happen to the art of pitch framing when technology takes over?
It's a question a lot of people are asking.
It is. It really is. And the craziest part is all of this is happening right now. This very spring training is the testing ground for the ABS challenge system. So who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we'll be seeing it in the regular season sooner rather than later.
I think it's a real possibility.
I think so too. You ready to dive in?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Let's start by breaking down how this whole ABS challenge system actually works. So it's not like umpires are out of a job, right? They still make the initial calls on the field, but this system adds in a layer of review, a way to kind of double-check those calls digitally.
Yeah, exactly. So think of it like this. Each team gets two chances, two challenges every single game to dispute a call. But here's the catch. They only get to keep that challenge if they are right.
Oh, so it's high stakes.
Oh, absolutely. Managers are going to have to be really strategic about when to use those challenges. They're going to want to save them for those really crucial moments in the game.
So it really ups the ante.
Oh, yeah. It adds this whole other dimension to the game, kind of like the challenge system in football or VAR in soccer, but for the very core of baseball balls and strikes.
I was reading about how Major League Baseball tested full robot umps in the minor leagues. And it's kind of wild how that all went down.
Yeah, at first it sounded like a good idea. Everyone was excited about the potential for perfect accuracy, but, well, there were some unintended consequences.
Yeah. So for starters, the games got longer, like way longer.
Oh, yeah. Because those robot umps were calling everything by the book, there were way more walks. Like, pitchers had to be absolutely perfect with their location, and even then, a lot of borderline pitches were being called balls.
And then there's the whole pitch framing thing. Basically, robot umps, well, they can't be influenced by a catcher's framing techniques.
Yeah, pitch framing, it's really an art form. Catchers use subtle movements, shifts of their glove, body positioning to try and make a borderline pitch look more like a strike to the umpire's eye.
So a really skilled catcher, they can basically steal strikes for their pitcher.
Exactly. And a lot of people argue that it's a valuable skill, part of the strategy of the game.
But with robot umps calling the shots, it's basically game over for pitch framing.
Yeah, the whole dynamic changes. And you know what? It wasn't just the players who weren't thrilled with the robot umps. A lot of fans weren't happy about it either.
It's interesting how MLB listened to that feedback, both from the players and the fans. It's like they wanted to find a middle ground, improve accuracy without completely sacrificing that human element.
I think it's a great example of how technology and tradition can coexist. It's not always about replacing the human element, but finding ways to enhance it.
It's happening all over the sports world, too. You've got VAR in soccer, Hawkeye in tennis, and like everyone's trying to find that balance, that sweet spot.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
It's like a whole new era for sports,
Right.
and we're witnessing it unfold right before our eyes. Right now, 60% of spring training games are using the ABS challenge system. It's a huge experiment, like a real-world test run to see how it all works in practice.
And it's going to be fascinating to see what happens next. Will it become a permanent part of baseball? I mean, there are a lot of factors that could influence that decision. How did the players and managers adapt to it? How do fans react? What about the pace of the game?
So many questions. And that's where you come in, dear listeners. What are your thoughts on all of this? Is the ABS challenge system a step in the right direction for baseball? Do you think it strikes the right balance between tradition and technology? Or are some things in baseball, well, maybe they're better left untouched?
It's a really interesting debate, and it's not just about baseball. This whole question of how technology is changing the games we love, it's a microcosm of what's happening all around us. I mean, think about it. Where do we draw the line between human judgment and automated systems?
Whoa. Yeah, it's deep stuff. It really
It
is.
is.
Well, that's our deep dive for today, folks. Thanks for joining us as we explore the future of baseball and maybe even, well, the future in general.
Thanks for having me.
Batter up for whatever comes next.
I like that.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.